Hey guys, welcome back to the Conservative Patriot. My name's Keith. Hope you're doing well today. Wanted to just briefly talk about the vice presidential debate tonight. Kind of my thoughts on what we should be ready to see and just the tactics of the differences between Vice President Pence and Kamala Harris. I think the biggest thing, and we all see this, and wow, that's a weird, sorry, I don't know, a lot of light coming in weirdly through the windshield. But, it's obvious that Mike Pence is a very measured speaker. Every time he gets up to talk, it's concise, it's thoughtful, there's no real gray area when he's talking. His responses may take some time, but they're like I said, they're very thought out, and he's not going to just kind of throw it out there off the cuff and be emotional about his responses. On the other side, you have Kamala Harris, and I guess it depends on which version of Kamala Harris we get to see. It seems like every time I see a Democrat speak, they're pandering to whatever audience they're in front of. She was on that radio program, I think, is either last summer, I think, or last fall, when she was running for the Democrat, to be the Democrat nominee. And she was talking about smoking weed to whatever rapper that she mentioned when she was in high school, but that rapper wasn't even around when she was in high school. So she's just she panders to whatever audience she's in front of, and now she's going to be in front of all of America. So let's see what we get. You know that she is very good at playing her own emotions. We saw that when she was on the stage with Vice President Biden, and she was talking about riding on the bus and desegregation in California, and how she was like the second kid or whatever to be able to ride the bus to school, and she was very sad and somber sounding, and that was me. And I expect we'll see a lot of that, and then we'll also see a lot of attacking Mike Pence aggressively and without care. I expect her to not really be rude, but I don't expect her to be measured at all. I expect her to be more off the cuff. I expect her to be emotional. I expect her to be as left as she has been. Her voting record in Congress or in the Senate was the most liberal, left-leaning, even left of Bernie Sanders and AOC. The entire squad. She was the most left-leaning senator in the Senate last year. So it'll be interesting to see how she contrasts that with what Joe Biden just said about him being the leader of the Democrat Party, and he doesn't agree with the Green Deal, but yet it's on his platform, just under a different name. So I think that Mike Pence needs to hit her hard when he can about how are they going to work together when she's so far left and Joe Biden is saying that he's a centrist, which we all know is not the case, because he's supported by extreme left-leaning people, Bernie Sanders being one of them. I wonder what happened to AOC, and she was up during the Democrat convention saying that she supports Bernie Sanders. I haven't heard anything from her in a while, which is probably a good thing, but she's definitely behind the scenes doing some kind of bullshit. But yeah, so I think Mike Pence needs to hit her hard with her liberal views versus how she's going to work together with Mike Pence. I mean, Joe Biden. How's that gonna work if he's a centrist and she's a super leftist socialist? You're not going to work together very well. So it'd be interesting to see how she combats that, or if she comes out tonight and says, "Oh, I didn't really mean all of that." I love when politicians go, "Yeah, I didn't mean that." Well, then why did you vote the way you did? Oh, I know why you voted the way you did, because you wanted to keep your job. You want to stay in office. That's the one thing I really can't stand about any politician, is that depending on which way the wind blows, is where the vote goes. So, and that may be true for career politicians, or for people who see politics as a job instead of a civic duty. I shouldn't say all politicians do that, but a lot of the ones I've seen recently, and they put their vote wherever they think that will keep their job, and instead of voting with their conscience and with what's right for our country. So that's my take. It's going to be interesting. I heard there's 13 feet between the two and a plexiglass wall between them, so that should be plenty of distance. They're still at the same table, but it's got to be a pretty damn long table. I always like the vice president debate because they're sitting together, more conversational than the presidential debates where they're at podiums and they're kind of going back and forth, kind of yelling at each other. It doesn't matter who is debating, whether it's Trump and Biden or presidents of the past. It's always kind of like a back and forth, yelling match. But the vice presidential debate is usually more of a conversation. It should be interesting to see that tonight. I know Mike Pence has no problem debating. Kamala Harris, I don't know what her record is on I've never really seen her debate other than when she's been on stage trying to get the nomination. So it should be interesting. I think, again, like I said, I think she's going to be more emotional. She might play the race card. She might play the gender card. So Mike Pence needs to be careful to not be easy on her, but not come across as being extremely hard on her because she's a woman. Although I think that's bullshit. If you're running for office, it shouldn't matter what your gender is, right? There's supposed to be equality for all. So why should there be a double standard for women? But there is, and if he comes across as too hard, then people will see him as being a hard ass, anti-woman or whatever, and won't like him. So it should be interesting. I look forward to it. Let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen tonight. Let me know if I'm far off or way off base, and talk to you guys tomorrow after the debate. And always remember to stay on the right side. Talk to you guys soon.